responses regarding the question I posted. Okay, so welcome to ITS 69204, Computer Vision and Natural Language Processing. I'm Nicole and I'm your lecturer as well as your tutor for this module. Okay, so how's your sem break, and can you tell me who you are and why are you here? Okay. So we see some responses here already. So for those who want to interact with me throughout the class, you may access the slide through this QR code. Or if you are accessing it from your laptop, feel free to go to www.menti.com and use this code to access this material. Okay. As for the PDF slides, I have already uploaded to My Times, and you can download it at your convenience. So how's your sem break? Good here, cause I take this module. Okay, I'm happy to see you here. I'm a racist. That's not so nice. Okay. My sem break was good. I enjoyed it. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. So are you ready for another semester? 14 weeks. Yeah, dah habis puasa. Yeah, you have finished fasting and you have also finished Raya, okay? Very fun, good, that's good. Sem break was fun. Sem break was fun, also hectic. Why is it hectic? Went on a few trips, but other than that, the usual I am. Oh, hey, I think you are my previous student. Yeah, I remember you. I'm here to learn about cvnlp and actually understand how to do my capstone project. Okay, share with me your capstone project soon. Let's see, how can I help? Good, I'm a girl in lecture hall and I'm here for my extension. Okay, good luck and all the best. Are you married? That's a secret. My friend kidnaps. I don't know how to pronounce this and I don't know what is this. Okay, fun. JAX versus TensorFlow versus Keras versus PyTorch. So in this module, we will be touching on Keras as well as TensorFlow for all the work that is required and for all the assignments that's required. Okay, sem break was good. That's good for you. I'm happy to know. Sem break is good. Chill. Does anyone else need the attendance code? So I think we can still allow this for a few minutes while we go through some of the answers. Hello. Selamat petang. Okay, good evening. In the semester break, I visited many places. Okay, new workplace. That's good. I had to work, so time spent very well. That's good for you. And I hope that you can balance well between your studies as well as your work, yeah? I'll try to make the module easy for you. Okay. So, I think let's go through this one. Does anyone else need the QR code? If not, I will cancel this and let's go through some of the responses. So many rendang in my stomach now. I think you could have finished digesting them. I'm Nixon. Hi, Nixon. Sem break was nice. Managed to beat Pokemon Emerald Hardcore Randomizer something else. And I'm here to learn about data science, to get money, to fund my addicting hobbies. Okay, I hope you achieve what you want to achieve. Why last short sem suddenly changed the lecturer? Okay, I suppose this is someone who have taken data analytics and machine learning last semester. I had other commitments and therefore I cannot commit to teach the module last minute. That was very last minute. Sem break is good, happy. I'm happy for you too. What performance metric is best to measure performance of a real-time face recognition ML model? We'll come to that. I don't know. Okay, I think that's all we have. So yeah, again, For every lecture, we are going to have this 10-minute session where we talk a little bit and let me know a little bit about you. In case you have any question regarding the previous lecture, feel free to share it during this session, and we'll be having this every week. Okay? So that is a warm-up for us. So I would like to introduce myself again. I'm Nicole. So I will be your lecturer and also tutor for this module, ITS 69204, Computer Vision and Natural Language Processing. And on behalf of Taylors, I would like to welcome you to this module again. And I think it's probably the most exciting time for us to get into this computer vision and natural language processing. Let me just switch off. Music. So on the board here, you see DALL-E, ChatGPT, as well as Gemini. So how many of you have played with all of them before? Cool. So so this is, I think, the reason why everyone is here today in computer vision and natural language processing. And this is the third time I'm teaching this module. So for the first time I taught this module, I had 60 students. And for the second time I taught this module, I had 79 students. And today, we are expecting about 125 of you in this class as per the list that I received. So we can see that the number of students are increasing day by day, and it's exciting. That is the reason why I asked you, why are you here at the first place? Right? Because this is a specialized module. You are not this is not a mandatory, right? And the reason why are you here? I think for me, the most exciting thing about this module is the ability for us to learn how we teach the computer to handle images as well as text, both of which are known as very unstructured data. Okay? And at the point I learned this computer vision and natural language processing, it was back in 2019 or 2020, I couldn't remember, where we have not seen any real applications in the world, and we are learning in dark. So we do not know how is this going to take the world. And today, just after a few years after I learned that, we saw the emergence of ChatGPT, which suddenly just swept the world like that, and the whole world is using ChatGPT as a chatbot, as your friend, as your mini assistant in assignment. So then, following that, we also have Google, who launches Gemini, which was previously known as BART. So these are systems that can understand human language, as well as generate human-like text or languages. So then DALL-E is also another interesting application where this AI system is able to draw and imagine based on the text which is input by users, right? So if you haven't already explored those apps, feel free to do it after this session. So let's talk about chatbots. So see, earlier I asked you two questions. Who are you and why are you here? And I asked the same question to these chatbots. And let's see how they have answered my question. So I asked ChatGPT, who are you? And it is able to tell me that it is an AI designed to help me or help me with what I can do, help me with information, with advice, as well as chat. So it is even asking me how can he, she, I'm not sure, assist me today. So that is pretty interesting, and you don't even ask me that question. So, and then I asked ChatGPT again, why are you here in the world? And let's see what it has answered me. So it says that ChatGPT is here to help me with any question and to make my day a little bit easier and interesting. So that's really interesting answers, and essentially those text or messages that it is sending out makes me feel so much better at the point of time, right? So same as Gemini, I ask the same question, who are you? And it is able to describe what kind of system it is. So it is not overselling itself, but it is just answering in a very friendly manner, in a very human-like manner. So the point here is human-like. So then I ask the same question, why are you here? And it is able to tell me a few reasons. And we can see that the reasoning is so reasonable in a way that a very mature adult would address or answer certain questions. So that is about chatbots. And that is one of the most exciting natural language processing applications that we see in the world today, and that is so close to our day-to-day life. So then we also have this DALL-E. So this is a really exciting AI system that is able to generate images based on human text. So here we can see that I have input two commands. So first is I say, draw astronaut riding a unicorn on moon. And it is able to return this image in return. So we can see that the system now not only can follow our instruction, it is even it is very imaginative in a way that it is imagining something that we input to it. So then I tried another prompt where I say, a girl riding a cat on Malaysian highway. And here it is returning me this image, which seems pretty okay. But we know that there's something wrong with this picture where the little girl is not wearing a helmet. That is not following Malaysian rules or laws, right? And if you would, maybe you can try asking the system to draw a girl riding a cat and see what it returns. Ultimately, you will see that it will return you a picture where a little girl is riding on the back of a cat. So now here, we can see that the computer now not only understands right in a certain context, it is trying to understand right as riding on top of a thing, or riding as in riding a bike with a cat on the bike. So that's how interesting it is. And I believe that the class is quiet. I was expecting you guys to be excited about this advancement in computer vision and natural language processing, because ultimately I feel that that is one of the most exciting applications that we see within the world of computer vision and natural language processing. Okay, so now let's take a step back and take a look at what really computer vision is. So computer vision, CV, it is a field of computer science that deals with the interaction between computers and human vision. So it is about teaching computer to see like a human eye. So what is computer vision? When we talk about this computer vision, there are several levels of computer vision that the research world is trying to crack and solve. Ultimately, the very initial stage of computer vision research focuses on classification, which means we provide a picture to the computer or the system. We ask the system to identify what the picture is. Okay, so that's something that we wanted to crack or solve within the research world. So then, after we are able to solve the problem of classification, classifying the images into its category, then the researchers begin to research on other applications, like, for example, how do we classify and at the same time localize an object within a picture. For example, this is a simple image that shows grass, ground, and also a cat. So how are we able to teach the computer to locate a cat within a picture? This is something that human can do within milliseconds of time. So this is an immediate response or action for human eye. But how do we get the computer to get to this speed in terms of localizing and identifying an object within an image? So then that's the next step further after classification task in computer vision. So what's next is the researchers have also been able to resolve another problem, which is object detection. So within this object detection, what's beyond classification and localization is that we used to see many objects or many items at a glance. So now object detection is really about how do we teach the computer to see the number of items that we see and perceive as of our human eye. Okay? So then be able to locate every single object and identifying what are they. Say for example, if we see a picture like that, how does computer know that there are 2 cats, 1 duck, and 1 dog in the picture? That is object detection. So then in the research world of computer vision, there are also another bigger challenge for the field, which is how do we do instance segmentation. So instance segmentations mean not only we want the computer to see and locate an image, but we want computer to be able to identify the image by itself, which means we are giving every single pixels that it sees to tag it with the item it is supposed to be. Say, for example, when it sees these boundaries, it should detect this boundary and say that, hey, this is a dog. Okay, so this is a general overview of what computer vision is, and ultimately in this class, we will be focusing on teaching you how do we do image classification. Okay, because ultimately this is one of the field that is most highly demanded in the industry, which requires the applications of computer vision. Say, for example, I have once attended an interview with a second-hand car reseller. So at that point, they are hiring for a data scientist to be able to create the image detection algorithm that would be able to identify cracks, scratches of the car. So then they wanted to deploy this algorithm into their app so that the user can actually take a picture, and then the algorithm will be able to identify whether there's any presence of scratches, dent, therefore be able to moderate and recommend a more feasible second-hand price of the car. So yeah, it is something that is pretty interesting. So then, these cars consist of 2 very big research fields. First, computer vision. Then we also have natural language processing. So what is natural language processing? Natural language processing is a field of computer science that deals with the interaction between computers and human language. So again, it includes 2 parts. So first is NLU, natural language understanding, and NLG, natural language generation. So NLU helps computer to understand human language, whereas NLG helps computer to generate human language. So taken together, these are actually 2 very big pieces of problems within the natural language processing field that enable what ChatGPT is today. Okay, so first we need to teach the computer to be able to understand and interpret what is the user's ask, and then we need to teach a computer on how to generate the correct and very human-like output. So that is a field of natural language generation. So again, in this class, we will be focusing on teaching you how to best perform text classification using machine learning as well as deep learning method. Okay? So then, and nowadays we see more and more crossover between computer vision and natural language processing. So ultimately, if we take a step back and take a look, CV and NLP are a part of artificial intelligence. So we are creating some intelligence within some system, some computers, or some machines to see and to talk like human, right? And what it takes to generate, to give machine this visibility is the knowledge of machine learning, where we have algorithm, and then deep learning, where we build neural networks that is able to interpret and also give you an answer. So there are more and more crossover between CV and NLP nowadays. So now that we see computer is able to generate human text based on human text, and computer is able to generate image based on human text. So what's next and what's current in the field? Have you ever thought of that? So one of the most exciting research within the CV NLP world is how do we enable auto captioning? So what does this help the world? Yes, that's one. Any more? So imagine if a computer is able to produce caption or produce description about what it sees. Try to imagine if one day this system is applied on or is used by a blind person. So the blind person will just have to bring this device out, and then it is just gaining a pair of eyes because somebody is just telling the people what is it seeing. And that is how I foresee that cvNLP will help the world in a very good manner. Okay? So then that is the vision and the big picture of what this cvNLP is about. So now we talk about the cvNLP, how it is interrelated within AI, ML, and deep learning. So what is really the core of computer vision and natural language processing? So it is really about artificial intelligence, as I see, the ability to provide intelligence to any bots, any system, any machines without a brain. So giving it the intelligence, and what really constitutes the intelligence? How do we make this machine make decisions by itself without human inputting the instructions? Is machine learning. So machine learning is all about the algorithms that is able to interpret the large amount of data and provide a decision-making point, a prediction to allow this intelligence. Okay. And deep learning is another subset of machine learning, where it constitutes of a lot of neural networks, where the decision-making focuses on neural networks. So deep learning, when we talk about neural networks, there are just so many types and variants of neural network that does different tasks that allow all of this understanding and generation to happen today. So again, when it comes to cvNLP, it is really, what we are really learning is, we are learning how to teach the computer to learn a task directly from raw data. And when we talk about raw data in this cvNLP field, we are focusing on data, which are images, and data, which are text. So these are very unstructured data, and they are totally unstructured. And how do we teach the computer to learn a task from this directly? Okay. So again, that is a quick overview and introduction of what computer vision and natural language processing is. And here I am to introduce myself again. I am Nicole, and I have a master's in data science and business analytics. And I do also have other certification prior to getting this MSc in data science and business analytics. I am a lecturer here with Taylor's and on a part-time mode. So I have started my journey since May last year. And apart from this job, I do have a 9 to 5. I am a business intelligence analyst as a full-time job at a super awesome tech corporate. I won't reveal it for now. Yeah. Then next thing is, why am I here? So I'm here to inspire. I'm inspired to be here to teach you as the future IT champions. And yeah, apart from helping companies with data-driven solutions. So there are 2 modules under my care. In case you are taking both of them, you will be seeing me 4 hours a week. So I am teaching cvnlp as well as machine learning and parallel computing. Okay? So if you are taking both of these subjects at the same time, yes, welcome to the world of machine learning. And we will be touching on structured data in MLPC and unstructured data in cvnlp. Okay? So next we are going to talk about module information. And before we move on, do you have any questions? Let's take 15 minutes to see if anyone have any questions. 15 seconds, sorry. So this is how we will conduct our lectures in the future, where, yes, we will have question sessions. We'll break and pause for questions. And under the slides, you can see 3 buttons here, heart, a cat, and a question marks. So in case you really like the slides or really like the content, feel free to hit the heart button. And if you are curious and want to learn more, feel free to just hit the cat button, meow. So in case you want me to explain a little bit more, just feel free to use the question mark button. And once I see it, and I'll pause and I'll hear your questions. Okay. Yeah, we do see some questions. Are we going to use any programming languages for this module? So the programming languages that we'll use is Python. Why are you studying degree in chemistry and biology? That was my first degree, and I do love the field. And that field inspired me to go a little bit further into where I am right now. Are we going to learn about image segmentation, object identification at some point? We'll touch base on the theory part. I'm not too sure whether we have the time for practical. We'll see how it goes, because this module ultimately is designed to suit for people without any prerequisites. So sometimes we may take a little bit longer on practical to get these new beginners on board for Python language as well as for the IDE that we are using. Is a module more practical or theoretical? I think it's both. YOLO versus RCNN. Can you open the attendance? Any applications do we need to download? No, we will be using Google Colab for all the lab sessions. And Google Colab is amazing, where we are really trying to minimize the amount of installing something. You're so cool. I want to be like you one day, or maybe just one job. Okay. Is it necessary to be in same tutorial group to get in the same group? No, you don't have to, as long as you are within the same class. Can share the attendance code? Yeah, okay. What is your opinion on the ethics of mass scraping of people's art without permission for AI art generation? I think I have received this question multiple times. Can I know whether this is a question from your other module? Or do you just have this in mind? Huh? Oh, yeah, okay, sure. So, yeah, I did have a session with one of my previous students to talk about this one, and it took us 1 hour. And we can discuss this in case you are interested. So scraping people's art without permission is definitely something that requires governance. And governance is a very big field by itself. Okay. So when we talk about ethics, there are always three segments to look into. First, how do we collect the data? Second, how do we tune the algorithm? And finally, how do we deploy it? So 3 of these sections are actually governed by different means, and they do require further laws for better governance. Okay. Can share is it hard to find a job for a CS degree holder? No, it is not. IT specialization or industry is always in a candidate short situation. So don't worry, there will be jobs out there. Is there any software or app that we will use for this module? Google Colab. Okay. Yes, so cool. I want to be your friend. Yes. So you have my WhatsApp, and we can also talk in Teams. I do have consultation hours. So 14 question. I hear you for the code. Let's spend 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All good? Okay, so let's move on. How good am I doing with the time? It's 6:40. So some module information. So this is something that we need to know, even though you may have heard this a lot of times. So what's the profile of this module? This module, again, focus on text and image. So we will be expose you to different algorithms, frameworks, and tools that can be used to process text and image. We know that they are something, a lot of data is being available nowadays, and the companies is just so hungry to get somebody to make full use of that. So you will also be exposed to different case studies starting from next week and tutorial sessions. Do different case study and example of its applications. So all in all, we are really preparing you for research or industry application of CV and NLP. Can I have a show of hand to see how many of you prepare to further in research field? Cool. And how many of you is learning this to get into industry application of CV and NLP? Cool. Do you have any company in mind that you want to join? Maxis. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay. So objectives of this module. There are 4 objectives in this module. So first, again, you see we are repeating again and again to make sure that you understand what this module is about, because this 2 week is really the week where you decide whether you want to keep this module or drop this module. Okay? So we want to explore visual and linguistic understanding with you. We want to master the core concepts here, core concepts of computer vision and natural language processing. We want to gain some hands-on skill in handling image and text. So here we are focusing on classification problems or classification tasks. How do we classify text and how do we classify images? Then we wanted to also stay very current with the current industry trend. So how do we attain this staying current with industry trend? Is through the assignment where you will see that we will be emphasizing on a part called literature research, where you are required to research what are the current state of art in the problem domain that you have chosen. You may not necessarily have to perform the latest or the most current algorithm, but we want to see how good is the implementable solution to this, the state of art. Okay? We want to be able to appraise all the algorithms out there within a certain field. And that would be very important because you will be asked to do a literature review if you happen to get into any interviews which needs you to run any computer vision task. Okay. So, prerequisites. So officially there are no prerequisites, but it will really help to make your life easier in case you already have some knowledge regarding what machine learning algorithm is, what is the fundamental core concept of neural network. And if you do have a certain level of programming proficiency in Python, that would be perfect. Okay. But if you don't worry, we will get there and we'll get there together. Again, learning outcomes, this is how you should foresee yourself. In 14 weeks' time, you will be able to implement AI solutions for different use cases in cvnlp. You will be able to analyze the existing solutions with scientific justification. So as in, it makes your speech more professional in a way. And you demonstrate social competency and teamwork in implementing AI-based solution, which means we are having group assignment, okay? And we will be able to apply AI techniques for real-world use cases, which are the topics that you choose to solve in your assignments 1 and 2, okay? So again, this class, I would like to emphasize that this class focuses on one of the most important tasks in computer vision and natural language processing. And we are at degree level, so we want to make sure that you at least know how to classify images and how you would classify text. Okay, so we are focusing on classification in this case. I think that's something that is really packed. And for these skills to be attained within 14 weeks, especially when we are dealing with computer vision and natural language processing. So I just wanted to share with you that at the point I learned computer vision and natural language processing, these two are in 2 different modules. And each of these modules takes 14 weeks. And it is just I think it is just a little bit too rushed to be completed within 14 weeks. So let's take it comfortably. Okay. Any question so far? Next, we'll be talking about module overview, where we will talk about how this class is being conducted, what are the help or resources available to you, and how you will be assessed. No question? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so how are we delivering this cvnlp? So we have lecture, we have practical, and we have consultation. So for each lecture, we are going to spend the first 10 minutes for attendance taking and also for Q&A. So feel free to, I know that my classes are late in the evening. So let's allow the first 10 minutes for you to get your dinner before joining the class. And we'll spend the first 10 minutes for attendance, consistent every week. And during the 10 minutes, we'll also spend that time for some Q&A. So feel free to reach out to me during that session, either typing your question out or reaching out to me here. But make sure that we do not exceed the 10 minutes time frame because we don't want to disturb the 40 to 45 minutes where we deliver what you need to learn, okay? So next 40 to 45 minutes is about sharing the core concepts of theory that you have to know. within cvnlp. And finally, we will also spend 5 to 10 minutes for Q&A. And my schedule is a little bit crazy, to be honest. So during a normal week, what happens after this lecture session is I have 3 hours of tutorial. So let's not overrun this session so that we don't disturb the following schedule. Okay, so I have 6 to 10 almost every day for these 2 modules. In practical session, we will also spend the first 10 minutes for attendance. So that should give us sufficient buffer to get everyone into the class, because we do have to travel to the lab, C706 or C067, I couldn't remember. Then we'll spend the next 40 to 45 minutes running some codes, explanation, things like that, hands-on. Then we'll spend the last 5 to 10 minutes for Q&A. Okay, so in case you have a long session, I would recommend you to reach out to me during consultation hour. So consultation, I'm allocating every Monday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for my consultation. So during these hours, I will be available online. In case you want to see me face-to-face, do schedule with me ahead of time. I will consider meeting you if, let's say, that is necessary. Well, if not, I would prefer to meet you for consultation through Microsoft Teams every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. So I'm allocating this Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. for 2 of my modules. So yeah, do let me know in case you have any topics that you want to discuss with me. Okay? Any questions so far? Good. Right. So what are we doing this 14 weeks? We are going to cover all of these topics, which covers the introduction. We'll spend 2 weeks talking about the general overview. Then there are 2 big chunks of, or 2 big sections here: natural language processing and computer vision. So this is my old slide. Sorry, I forgot to reverse the sequence. So we are going to start next week with introduction of cvnlp, followed by 5 to 6 weeks of lectures and practical in computer vision. Then we'll have our break at week 8. Then after coming back from your SAM break, we will focus on natural language processing. Then finally, we will spend 3 hours to prepare you for your final exam. So do not worry about final exam. Free your mind. Be very open to absorb the knowledge during our lectures and also during practical. So we will spend 3 hours towards the end of the semester, especially in practical classes, to go through some of the past year paper questions. Then we'll do module revision to make sure that you are well prepared for final exams. Okay, so do not worry. Any questions so far? Passing rate, so far it is maintaining at 95% passing rate. Those who have failed, I couldn't remember, but most of them failed because they did not turn up. Okay? Now, what support is available to you? I've already mentioned 8 to 10 every Monday, consultation hours. So the link is already provided in My Times. And I am also setting a WhatsApp group for you to join. So this WhatsApp group is really important for you to join because in case I have any last minute arrangement, I would prefer to communicate it with you on the app. So on the app itself, I will usually make posts and I will ask for your opinion if I need any, okay? As you know, I have a 9 to 5 job and I try to minimize the time I need to reschedule. I think I have maintained a pretty good record previously, so don't worry. So join me in this WhatsApp group. Feel free to use this channel to ask any question as well. So as you ask question or post any question within those apps, the knowledge is shared. Okay? In the case you feel shy, you can also personally text me. And if I feel that your question may benefit the rest of the class, I will forward your message and answer your message in this group chat. So I don't mean to embarrass anyone, but I will try my best to make sure that everyone benefit from your question. Okay? And there is another thing which I need to communicate with you, which is a system called Pulse. Essentially, I do not have any context on this program, but in case you need a peer to be assigned to you through the student advisory to help you with your study, do let me know. Okay? Question? No question? Okay, so then last but not least, how will you be assessed? So by week 7, we are going to have our midterm test, which is a writing test. So that is a 10-mark test, which contributes to 10%, 10% as a final weightage. So then we also have task 2 and task 3, which are group assignments. So this task 2 and task 3 is referring to one single project. So why are we splitting this into 2 parts is because for assignment 1, we need you to study or to review the literature reviews regarding the domain that you have chosen. So it will be a complete chapter of introduction of your problem domain, study of the current state of art within the field that you have chosen, and finally, what is your methodology or proposal. So in assignment 2, task 3, you will be asked to implement a chosen solution. So that is about coding, implementation, justification, and conclusion, which may include recommendation of your algorithm. Okay? So then finally, we have final exam during week 16. So altogether, we see that the writing test will contribute to 10%, group assignment 20% on the first assignment, second group assignment 30%, and finally final exam 40%. So as long as you do well in assignment, I think you shouldn't have any problem passing this module. Okay? And these are some of the achievement requirements. So do feel free and spend some time to go through this sheet and come back to me if you have any question. Okay? So do not think that if you have passed your coursework, you can give up on your final exam, and do not think that if you can ace the final exam, you can forego the coursework. Please do both of them well. Ultimately, you want to create a beautiful profile out of this module. Okay? So there are some remark over here. So what does this mean? So if you achieve at least this level, you will be able to pass this exam. So, but if you achieve the results as per this distribution, you will, even though if you pass the final exam, you will still be required to receipt for the coursework. Okay. So so RCW means receipt coursework. Okay. So then. Oh, so sorry, there's a typo here. So this is receipt coursework. So in case you have passed your coursework with flying colors, but then you fail your final exam, and at the end of the day you achieve at least 50% overall, you will be asked to receipt for your final exams. Okay? And if you fail both of this, then you have to receipt everything, with the condition where you achieve an overall of 40 and above. So if your overall is below 40, you won't be allowed to resit, but you are required to, I think, repeat the entire module. Okay? Hope that's clear. So that's a summary of what we talked about today. First, we introduce what this course is about, and then we have an overview of how the class is being conducted and what are the assignments that it takes. Hopefully, you can decide whether you can cope within this amount of work. Then finally, we also have the assessment as well as achievement requirements for you to consider whether you want to be in this class at this point of time or a later time. Okay, so what's next? Next lecture, we are going to talk about, again, cvnlp as well as the applications of both. Then next week, we will also release the coursework so that you can decide whether that is for you at this point of time. Okay? I think that's all. So don't forget to form your assignment groups from now already. And you can find the group assignment form or sheet in My Times. So I have already created a few important things. So WhatsApp group, please join this WhatsApp group for any class rearrangement. Then this is the group assignment form. Once you have formed your group, please fill up this form. And this is a link to the team session of my consultation hour.